Good morning. If you wonder why I'm always so bright and chipper in the morning, it is because I am definitely a morning person. Well, I didn't feel like it today. When I first, I got up later than my usual time, which was I got up at about 5:38, and I did not feel like a morning person. I was wondering where did I get that notion from that I'm a morning person. But now that it's 7:30, I'm feeling like my usual morning self. Haven't had any coffee, caffeine of any other sort. This is just me, guys. Scary me in the mornings. Okay, check me out at about 2 or 3. I won't be exactly like this anymore. All right, don't have much time because I'm on my way not to the job so much as a morning bash. All the teachers of the district are meeting at the Coliseum, and we're supposed to wear our school colors. Orange is one of our school colors, and this is the closest that I could get without going to buy anything new. Okay, so just be happy, guys, that I showed up. All right, I've only got a few minutes to talk to you this morning about a couple of the core values. One of the core values in our district, and I'm doing that because my advice to you as a new or beginning teacher is that even though you just got fresh out of your education program, or maybe even you went back to school and did a master's in teaching, master's in education, I know that you are filled up with all the latest research on the latest pedagogy, methodology, best practice. Hooray! Good for you. Keep that stuff in mind because it's going to be good sometimes when you find yourself amongst veteran teachers to be able to bring something valuable to the table with that voice that you have. Meanwhile, as we get this school year started, I would suggest to you that you take some time, first and foremost, to become very familiar with what your district and what your school in particular thinks is really important to be pushing as a focus in your classroom. I know you feel like a maverick. I know you feel like a lone ranger and a firebrand. But first, again, just back up for a minute and be a part of the group. Be a part of the professional learning community in which we collaborate. And again, see yourself as a part of the larger picture. One of our core values, there's 6 of them, is that learning should be student centered. Okay, well, that's pretty obvious, right? It almost sounds counterintuitive for me to mention it. But we are going to be working in our professional learning team. Some of our first work is actually going to involve becoming very clear about the core values in our district. Student centered. What does it look like in a classroom? It's easy to say, well, my classroom is always centered around my students. I don't know. I don't know if that's really true. Would you reflect today or when school starts and throughout the year? How many times do we go in because we've been given um, a, a pacing guide to go by, or we feel like we've got the book is 10 chapters long or 20, and we've got to get through this. We've got to, that's when you've already begun to take the focus off of the students and you put it onto yourself or onto the material itself. Someone said something in one of our meetings yesterday, our many, many meetings, which are necessary, by the way. They were saying how I don't teach a subject, I teach students. Okay. Um, it sounded like a, but it it's cute. It's cute. I do teach Spanish, okay? But first and foremost, I teach people. I teach people. I teach students. And the moment that my subject, my material, my discipline becomes more important than the students that I'm trying to reach, I'm already off track. So, again, what does student centered mean? Or what does it look like when it's played out in a classroom? It means that even though I have come well prepared with my lesson plans, that I'm going to remember that that's just writing on a paper. I've got to make sure that I'm consistently assessing through informal and formal assessments, through formative and summative assessments. How are they doing? Are they getting what I'm trying to impart? And if not, How am I going to differentiate the presentation of this material until the majority of my students are getting it and are comfortable enough to move on to the next phase, the next step, the next cycle? It looks like scaffolding. It looks like